Hello and welcome back again. I figured I would do a quick update video from the last time we spoke about what was going on in the greenhouse. It is today is April 5th. It's about 50 degrees out here right now. It's absolutely beautiful. So things are going really good in here. You can see it's a little sweaty in the greenhouse. It's pretty hot in there already. But things are doing really well, so I'm very happy. So I figured I'd give everybody a peek. Well, this shows right now, hopefully my screen doesn't fog. I'll probably leave the door open. It shows it's about 110 in here right now. And I've got a lot of drippings coming off the rooftop here. But it's very, very humid in here. But I've been doing a lot. I can actually see my screen is starting to fog up. Hopefully we can clear that up. All right, let's try to cool that off a little bit. Whew. Pretty soon I'm going to have to take this weather stripping off and let some ventilation come in here. But for now, this is what's going on. I might actually have to film from the outside because it's so humid in there. But I did do some transplanting. I actually did, these are the Cosmos. I did those, I think, last weekend. So those are looking very good, and I did plant some more of those. I just did these today. Those are some mums that I transplanted from this little tray right here. Everything was getting kind of, not stringy, but they were starting to get their second and third leaves, so I figured it was time to get those out. And over here, Shane calls this my pride and joy. This is my tomato flat right here. Let me move this one over. And I am extremely happy because every single little cell pack, that's what I call them, I don't know what they're called, plug, I guess they're plugs, has something growing in it, which is far beyond my expectations. I put 2 or 3 seeds in each little pod thing, thinking, okay, I'd be lucky if I can get one. I figured some probably wouldn't come up, especially the 4th of July over here. And actually, no, those are new. So I guess the 4th of July was the only one I was a little bit concerned about because those are seeds from last year. So I wasn't quite sure if they were still good seeds, but they obviously are. And I've got tons of cherry tomatoes growing. I've got these Amish paste, pink brandywine, one of my favorite, and some Rutgers. So I do have a couple of new varieties, and I think last time they were barely poking out, if they were even poking out. So it seemed like once they started to sprout, they really took off. So I'm going to have a lot of tomatoes. But I am going to put some in some of these little 4-inch pots. And I will put them out by the road once they are big enough and ready to plant. So if anybody wants to take them for their own gardens, I'd be more than happy to share that. But I enjoy doing that. So that's good. These are my peppers, which we kind of had a little accident with the peppers. I was bringing this tray in one night and I had it on my cart and I hit a bump with the cart. The wheels hit something and the cart caught and it flipped over. I guess I'm lucky that it was really only these 2 little rows that kind of took a tumble. Everything else surprisingly stayed put. So I guess I lucked out on that, but I was upset about that. Glad it wasn't this tray that tipped over because I think I probably would have cried. So I did plant some more. The green peppers weren't really coming up. Those were seeds. I think the seeds are even like 2 years old. So those weren't coming up anyways. So I really only lost this long blend, but a couple did manage to survive. But everything else is doing good. Got my long tall Sally's, carnival blends, jungle parrot, and some jalapenos going. So again, I'll plant as much as I can and put some out by the road. I might actually try to grow some of these peppers inside the greenhouse and just see how they do. I know the peppers do tend to like the warmer weather, so I will probably do half and half just to see what will work. And then I just did these over this past weekend. This is mostly herbs and some more flowers. So let's see, in order here I've got some oregano, rosemary, thyme, parsley, and 2 rows each of sweet basil and Genovese basil, which I've never tried before. So I'm anxious to see how that is. I would like to get some purple basil, but I have yet to pick up seeds for that. So maybe that's something I'll do this weekend, is get some seeds of purple basil. I've never grown that before. And then these last 4 rows, these are just some flowers. I've got 2 different types of morning glories, some mixed zinnias, and some painted daisies. So again, for the flower garden, I'm hoping to have quite a variety. And this is my flat with the flowers in it. And they're doing okay. This is actually, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of messy, but this is actually the tray the pepper plant flipped over to. So they didn't take too much damage, mostly just got dirt all over them. So I guess I might be surprised, I might not be surprised if a pepper or 2 pops up, if it kind of mishmashed in there. But still no snapdragon, so I'm just going to say those seeds are pretty much no good. So I'll probably just end up throwing that away. I've got my phlox, my daisies. These are the cosmos that I replanted after I transplanted the others. Black-eyed Susans. This row right here that looks a little sloppy, those are the mums I just transplanted. And I do have a little bit of rosemary here, and the catnip is doing very well. So the catnip and probably the Black-eyed Susans will be the next that I will transplant. And most of the flowers I intend on keeping for my own garden. But if I do have an overabundance of things, I probably will put some out by the road. And I might even plant some extras just to put out by the road, just so other people can, you know, share in this nice greenhouse that I have. But that's all for now. But I figured I'd just give you a quick peek of everything in here. The grass is actually starting to grow like crazy in here, which makes me crazy because it's only April and I really don't want to have to deal with weeding my garden. But you got to do what you got to do. We did talk about bringing in maybe some like 1-inch stone or something like that, or even some patio blocks. So we're going to try to figure out something. But that's a project for another day. So I hope everybody's still having a great season. I hope your seedling season is off to a great start, and I would love to hear from everybody. And if you're starting to plan a greenhouse, I do have a video. I will put a link at the end of this video for how we built this. And it's just some simple ideas that we did when we built this. And, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can really have a great greenhouse. So, like I said, I'll put a link to that at the end of this video if you'd be interested in seeing how we built this. And there's other videos on my channel that you can see my growing season last year. So this will actually be the very first year I have the greenhouse at the very beginning. Last year we didn't build it until, I think we finished in May. So I didn't have a full spring with the greenhouse. So I'm very happy with everything that has gone on so far this year with the greenhouse. I am still bringing my plants in at night because it is still rather chilly here at night. So I do the task of bringing everything in at night just to keep them warm and ready to go. But they've been able to be outside for probably close to 10 hours a day in the greenhouse. And as you can see, the garden right now is a little dormant. But we do have some work to do, so I hope you stay tuned. And again, I hope you're having a great spring so far. I hope everything's going well for everybody. And feel free to stop by and say hello. All right, take care and happy gardening.